then there's another place in Waco
Mhm.
that's well known. If you read like Whiskey Advocate, they're well
Yes.
known for having a lot of whiskey, and that's J.S. Barnett's Whiskey House.
They have a huge whiskey selection.
Yes.
We got a heads up, and I'm not trying to badmouth
And
anybody.
we'll give you a heads up.
And we're going to give everyone else a heads up. Do not go there thinking you're going to get excellent service. I'm not saying their staff is unfriendly. I'm just saying they aren't staffed enough. And we got that heads up before going there because we had some friends who went there, and they said you should go there and, you know, try some of the whiskey. Just it was bad service.
It's terrible service.
Terrible service. And I will say it was there's no service really.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times you walk in, if you're supposed to seat yourself, it says to or something. We walk in, nobody welcomes us, nobody says hello, nobody says sit where you like, and we were like,
we kind of went up to the bar, and people were like, people at the bar didn't even know if you're supposed to sit yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not.
Bartender never came to ask.
But we ended up, we picked a table, and we were there for a while before somebody came over and helped us. But they basically just had one server and one bartender but our server also was a bartender. It was just a little bit because they served food. It was like they served food. There were a lot of people there to eat, but it was just not good service. Yeah. But the whiskey selection was awesome. We asked for the book of whiskey. Yeah. We asked for it. And
well, real quick, the damnedest thing is I thought this place might be busy because of, I mean, and it
wasn't. Well, there were people there, but it wasn't super busy for expecting.
We made reservations online. And when we walk in, there's nobody to tell. So you don't need, there's nothing reserved.
You could have a reservation, but it doesn't matter.
No, because there was no reserved table. Like it was just we walk in and take one.
Yeah. And the whole back wall, like behind the tables, it's all locked, like caged cabinets full of whiskey with people's names on it, which I want to know, like, what is that? What is that?
Just one section is a section of with people's names.
The others weren't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, regardless, it's all whiskey behind, like.
I think I know exactly what that is. I mean, we've all been there. You know, you're at the liquor store and you buy a bottle and then you're driving home and you're like, fuck. Wife's not going to be happy that I bought this. I should not have done that. Wait a minute. J.S. Barnett's will store my whiskey for me and I can just go there to drink it. I'm just going to do that. I mean, that's brilliant.
How does that work though? What, you have to pay to drink your whiskey?
No, they probably just, that's yours. Let me pour it for you or something. I don't know.
How does that work? There was no one to ask. I had questions on the names on the bottle. Justin.
Let's talk about some of the whiskeys we tried.
Yeah, let's do. Why don't you start? You start.
All right. Yeah, we tried E.H. Taylor. That was one that I really wanted to try. And it's just one that you hear a lot about, but I've never had the opportunity to try it. So since I could, it smells like bourbon, as you would expect, because it's kind of one of those big name bourbons. It's smooth, but it's not necessarily without character. It had some small back end heat. A lot of oak taste, slight caramel, peppery, spicy finish. I mean, you knew you were drinking a bourbon, but it tasted like a good bourbon. It was not bad.
Yeah. Are you done with E.H. Taylor?
I am. Go for it.
I had the opportunity to redeem myself because they had Weller 12 there.
They did.
And I feel like we've talked about this before because I know I will never live it down. On our 10th anniversary, we were in Oregon and at a restaurant on the coast, and they had Weller 12, and we decided we were going to get a pour of it. And this was pre-podcast.
Yeah.
I was just kind of getting into whiskey at the time. And I have you go like up to the bar to get a pour of this. But
which they didn't even know how much it was. No. I asked him how much it was going to be, and he goes, I don't know. I've never sold a pour of it because it's I think very it ended
up being $40 for the pour.
Yeah, it's very rare to find.
And I'm trying to remember. I wanted it cold.
Yeah. So and he's like, do you want it on the rocks? I'm like, no. But Miranda's like, well, but we want it cold. And so he shook it in a shaker of ice.
and then poured
it.
I am so sorry.
And I'm like, what?
Which is like, there's not. I'm gonna die. Okay, there's not a wrong way to drink whiskey, but that was wrong.
Yes, don't spend $40 for a pour and have it watered down.
So, and at the time, I'm just like, yeah, I need to be cold. I need some water, and it's like, yes, I want to try Weller 12, but I know I ruined it. No, now where we are now, and like. How much I like whiskey, enjoy whiskey. I understand how wrong that was.
It was so wrong.
So they had Weller 12 and we got a pour and we did it neat the way I feel it should be drank.
Yeah.
And it was very smooth, but like had character. I felt like it was really sweet, like a creamy caramel. It was like a down the hatch easy drinker. Like, but you want to sip it because it's expensive. It's Weller 12.
Right.
But it was easy to drink.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. It was. Nick Fortune saying new rule for him when he reserves a table at a restaurant. The name is always Abe Foreman, the Sausage King of Chicago. That's interesting. And then before we left, which I was waiting for the guy to come back. And I finally decided I'm just going up to the bar.
Going to the bar to get what we needed.
Yeah, and I go up there and she goes, well, this is last call. So do you need anything else? And it's like, what? Shouldn't a waiter be walking around to tell everybody, hey, we're going to do last call. Do you need anything else? Anyways, I did Toki Suntory, which is a Japanese whiskey. I have not had many Japanese whiskeys, so I wanted to try it. This is actually, I believe, Toki Suntory is owned by Jim Beam over in Japan. But anyways, it was very light apricot smell on the nose. It was very smooth and it tasted like baked apricot. It's very different than a bourbon or whatever the Japanese is. It's just a very light, refreshing. I feel like it'd probably be, it was good straight, but it'd be good in like, I'm thinking like a highball, like I'm trying to think what it would be good in. Just, a highball summer drink.
Fizz?
Yeah, something like a fizz or a sour or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was blanking there for a minute.
You were. So. I was like, I don't know what you're
just
trying
a highball
to
glass with ice and the whiskey.